You never know who you're going to become when you come into the world. And I couldn't have told you that my life would have led me to develop something that could give you the ability to live a really incredible life, have everything that you want, and then eventually contribute to creating a much better world. I know you probably won't believe that because I didn't believe it either at first. No one around me believed it either. And except it's been proven now. Except the only thing that I haven't done is made all the money from it. And I'm looking today, and there's so much going on about money. I'm thinking, wait a minute, I have the thing that could change all of that. Because all people would have to do is understand who they are. All you'd have to do is work through all of your limitations and your doubts and your fears about who you could become and your generational beliefs. The things that told you you weren't enough or you couldn't do something, because those are ingrained. And I sat down for more than 36 years and I wrote it out. I wrote out every aspect of it and I lived it. Because then what happens, you become aligned and then miraculously you start to heal. And then eventually the planet would heal as well. Now, I couldn't have told you I was going to do that. That's not what I set out to do, but I will tell you that's what's happened. But I decided today because I could feel everything that's going on in the world, and I live in Los Angeles, so it's really active here. And it's everything that I knew would be occurring because it's all energetic. We move through energetic changes in our world, in our lives, and in our civilization. I just developed the ability to receive that information a long time ago. Didn't know I had done it most of the time because I was connected to a universal intelligence, and most times I forget it. I posted something yesterday. I put up a video that I found from 2021 where all of it was said. I said everything in there, but I didn't remember it. But I have written it because it's documented. But then the other part of that, I did this in a way that no one had done before, and so that's really challenging for a lot of people to understand. Because what I figured out is that every single person has an energetic connection, their genetic code, and if they can understand what that is, they would live this really wonderful life. And there wouldn't be this kind of conflict that we're seeing. There wouldn't be people who wouldn't have enough because they would be able to really develop their consciousness. Everything is consciousness and energy. That's all we have. And so you have to decide if you're going to take the time to develop yours. And then as you do that, things start to come about. And so I took in the last week or so, you can see I've done this every single day. I took messages from 2008 and just put them all together on the Any Advice site. And I did the same thing again today, but this is the 8th. This is still June the 8th. But I put up June the 9th because I know where things will be there because I was given that information beforehand. That's challenging for us to understand. It was challenging for me to accept when I discovered it. But you have to at some point accept who you are. And I have to do the same thing because this is what's happened. Convincing others that that is what happened is really difficult, but I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to meet with people who will be able to, because they've seen what's happened, they've seen the results of it, and I'm going to have them kind of do it because I'm not a marketer. I don't do all of that, and that's been my one downfall actually is not being that person who could really come out and sell you something, because I also know it doesn't work. You have to want to become something. You have to want to get out of your way. You have to want to develop that best self which is within you. I will just tell you that I know that it's possible. And so I put the messages up, it's on the site, and you will see it, but I did something else. I asked the question, will this really change anyone's life no matter what? And they said, yeah, artificial intelligence went through and said, absolutely. And then there's an explanation at the bottom of it that shows you why. And so I wanted you to see it because I have to change. I mean, I've been doing this for several years now, where I'm still selling it at the same rate, and I'm watching what has been happening in our world. And I knew that this particular period, this transition was going to be about the wealthy still taking over. And I'm purporting keep putting out this kind of poverty consciousness, trying to get people who are going to move in some way, and you won't do it. it's a set of consciousness. Again, it's mindset. And then, especially when something that you're looking at something that's never been done before, and you think that's not possible. I did the same thing. So I do understand it. But at some point, you've got to change, and that's what I have to do. But I want you to enjoy this. I did a couple of things. I put up a little video. Today as well. You'll see that where I put the messages down just so people could listen to them, and you'll hear the progression that happens throughout them. But this one you can read it, and I'll leave the link in this video so you can read them because I published them early because I wanted you to see. I've been given the information, so I knew what was happening. It was a lot of people were kind of surprised at the events that started occurring in the world. But I've been told all of those. Wilhelm gave me all of that information. And I published several things on my Substack, and I wish you would look at that. You'll see, because they have given us a plan to uplevel humankind, because it's the consciousness of each person. There's no reason for us to not have the lives we want to have. We're just choosing not to. That's all. And we're not choosing not to have the kind of society that we could have because we're not moving through the old grievances that exist within all of us. When I started, the way they took me through this, just so you understand it, how I had to heal, I had to look at the racism and misogyny that existed within me. See, because that's in consciousness. We all have it. And when we don't address it, then it kind of keeps taking over. And then we look at the world and wonder, how did this happen? That happened more than 100 years ago as well. We forget that our consciousness is the most important thing that we have, and we have the ability to change it, and that's what I was given. So enjoy this, enjoy the messages. I put them down. I put a couple of reflection questions in there so that you could ask yourself, because that's all the work that Wilhelm gives us, is to look inside and develop what's there and break through the barriers. That's all it is. It's mindset, it's cognitive behavior training, it's neuroscience, it's all of that, and it works. So, so take a look at it. But in a couple of days, like I said, people told me a long time ago, this should be $5,000 because you won't perceive the value unless somehow we have to suffer. And so I'll probably go to that place now. I'm just being completely honest because that's what I've been told. And when you look at the information and also look at the description at the bottom where it said what it could do, and you'll see for yourself. There's no reason for you to continue to suffer and not have what you want in your life. You just have to decide that you're going to make a change. I have to make a change. All right. Thanks for being here. Please subscribe to the channel if it's your first time and share this with anyone else as well if you think it will help someone else. If you're doing great and everything's okay, please share it with someone else. We need more people to understand what they can accomplish. All right. See you soon.